ALGS is back with some more content. I don't think I've recorded a video this early with the sun coming through, but it's been a couple of days because not much has been going on and we've been rebounding from the Esports World Cup. However, we are finally back and we've even got some roster changes to make mention in today's video, especially with the new update, brand new map. How is this going to translate to competitive, and will this map actually even be in competitive? What are the pain points and where are we currently standing with scrim results going into the brand new Split 2 playoffs? So, whoa, we're on the wrong screen. Drag that bad boy over there. So to start us off, is Watson saying we are back. That's been the consensus from many of the Apex pros as of late. Many of the pros are also saying that we've got some problems that we need to address. I think I've really covered a lot of that over on my main channel. A lot of bugs, glitches that are out there. Some people not happy with the aim assist nerf. That's neither here nor there. But let's talk about the state of the game, especially with the map. So firstly, everyone's asking, it's been a few days now, is E-District going to be competitively viable? It seems to, a lot of people, and especially pros, which you'll see in just a second, the answer might be yes. This one obviously gaining some traction over on Reddit, saying to me, it seems like the issue of it only having 17 POIs is a non-issue since the map is so much bigger than we anticipated. And a lot of the POIs can 100% be split, right? Like Skyhook that we're seeing in World's Edge already. There may be an overall loot issue, which we'll talk more about in just a second, but it feels like that's an easy fix. Overall, I feel like E-District was made for comp. In-games have never been as consistent and crazy for me in Apex, and it feels like you're rewarded for playing smart in this map more than any other map. The possibilities when it comes to positioning seem endless, but I'm not sure what the pros think. Maybe it's a low elo take. All I know is that when I'm playing comp, I can't stop thinking, God, this would be so cool to watch an ALGS in-game here. And although the comments kind of do back this up to some degree, even Sweet and Knocked all but confirmed it will be Storm Point and District at Champs. I don't really know if that's the decision that's actually going to be made, because I feel like that's a very quick one, right? Like, this map just come out. You don't really, there's no way you can get that confirmation in just a matter of days. I feel like that takes weeks and stuff to get the pros feedback and see how they actually like playing this map. However, Champs is a little ways away, and from what I'm hearing, might actually be delayed a little bit, so they might have plenty of time to actually do so. Alberlelli also came out with a clip of his own to talk about one of the comments regarding this new map, and I honestly think, once again, he kind of confirms that this map is definitely viable and we're going in that direction. Here's what Mac had to say. Roll the clip.
So far, granted, we've only played 2 games. Just from like the aesthetic and how much room there is, this could be playable in comp already.
It's very spacey for sure.
This could 100% be playable in comp. The only other thing that will decide whether or not it's viable is loot.
Now, CMO and co-founder of Oversight Esports, Chrono, also said the same thing. Like, POIs are massive and will require 2 teams to loot almost all of them, right? Already mentioned this. The height fighting looks refreshing. Building designs are new. We love it. However, it can get confusing, but I think that'll just come over time. So interested to see how it all plays out in the end. His Watson did say Storm Point was number 1, World's Edge number 2, E-District number 3 map right now, Kings Canyon, Olympus, Broken Moon. Not sure if this is just for pubs, ranked, comp, or what, but I would imagine that this is probably a ranked take, and I do think that many people are probably going to agree with this, and I'm glad to see the E-District might be somewhat viable to at least stick in the rotation. We do need something new, and I'm hoping that is the direction we do go. Now, gold bins obviously are a big pain point that many are addressing here. Once again, gold bins, or not even gold bins, just loot in general. Gold bins are a massive advantage for edge teams now, and of course many of your edge teams are the best teams, and this is a team that normally has a lot of fighting power, and I think gold bins are, like this person says, they're going to be very advantageous. So I'm interested to see how it goes, but obviously we've got a lot to uncover with the new map and play styles that are yet to be found, new metas, and obviously that are yet to be abused. Health bars are another thing where I'm interested to see how this kind of goes into comp. This was one thing that used to take a lot of information and knowledge to kind of use to your advantage. Nowadays, you just know everything. You can turn it off, but I honestly am a fan of it. I'm not gonna lie. I do like the new some of the new metas that we're seeing. I like the health bars. I like the double Mozambique. It feels a lot more Overwatchy. Apex is already a game that was requiring a lot of shots to be hit. I do like the non-flinch stuff. I know that this feels a little bit more Overwatchy, but I do feel like it is rewarding players with good aim and better skill. we'll see where it goes long term, but obviously interested to see how it affects everything in the future. Now, as we approach Split 2 playoffs, we are getting some scrim results and roster changes for teams that did not make it. First off, with Oversight Esports scrims, yesterday they ran these. Not Moist in first place, Falcons Esport second place, VKG in third place, Trojan in fourth, Furia in fifth, Shadow in 6th, SSG in 7th, Bleed in 8th, Northeption 9th, and SWQ in 10th. Obviously, these are international because this is the actual LAN event. Then you've got Complexity near the bottom, Go Next in 19th, SSE in 18th, XNY in 17th, Fnatic, Cloud9, Interforce, New J Guild, known as Fox. Obviously, a lot of these APAC North heavy teams on the backside, and it's really a lot of these North American teams on the front side this time, and obviously that was not always the case when it was coming to the Esports World Cup style. So you're seeing, in my opinion, and obviously there might be other factors, but you're seeing when you're having these drop call out spot formats, maybe a lot more diversity, right? Not just North American heavy. You're seeing a lot more with the draft style, teams that are probably better overall, that, you know, are considered better. They are having a lot more success. So interested to see if it stays this way. And I think draft POIs are probably the long-term future of this game. Now, not every team is represented here that we thought would be represented here, right? Like not a lot of teams. There are a lot of teams that did not make LAN. Well, here is big news right here. So Lux comes out after nearly not making it with Elevate. Sadly enough, I thought they were going to do it. Obviously, we talked about this, a couple weeks ago, back when they were having these final matches, the regional finals. Just didn't work out. Lux, I thought, was a good addition to this roster. However, I think we're all thinking a lot of the same thing, right? We're all looking at the whole Shubi roster. Why did that ever change to begin with? I thought they had a lot going for them then. ALGS roster mania is a weird breed. They like to make changes a lot just because they don't win, even though they are progressing, even though they are getting better, even though I think they are showing signs of hope. There isn't that stick it together mentality. It's always a grass greener on the other side. I've always said I think it's greener where you water it, but Lux, unfortunately, will be parting ways with this roster and posted that he was looking for a new team. I think he's a great player. I think he brings a lot to the table. I think he's got impeccable aim, obviously. So I think he's going to be a good asset to someone. I just don't know who that's going to be right now, obviously. And the reason is because you're not going to see all of that until Split 2 playoffs are over. While roster mania is beginning, it is not going to really crank up big time until after the playoffs are over, and of course as we get into champs, and it'll get even bigger. Obviously that's the biggest part of roster mania, is once champs is over. Now Lux is a controller player, and there's been a lot of conversation with the controller players as of late. Monsoon coming out to say the fact they actually nerfed aim assist means that aim assist was overtuned and broken the entire freaking time, and people died on the hill of mouse and keyboard players are just crying. LOL, y'all look goofy. Now also saying all pro players, including the best in the world, agree that aim assist has been overtuned. Devs agreed it's been overtuned. Statistics show it was overtuned. Obviously that's why they decided to dial it down a bit, but people who don't compete / live and breathe Apex claim it's not, and it hasn't been. Like, hello, are you out of touch with society? Now Waltzy came out to kind of combat this, or talk more about this, I guess, and basically said, I agree, aim assist is OP. I also think the majority of mouse and keyboard players are either just crap or have crap work ethic, and keep blaming aim assist for the reason you all suck. It's a super healthy / productive mindset. Obviously many people have a converse, or many people have an opinion on this, right? You've got Vaxon here in the comments, you've got Impulse in the comments, Blinkster in the comments. It goes on and on and on. But interested to see obviously what you guys have to say down below. Now, also wanted to mention Split 2 playoff groups. You've got Group A, you've got Fnatic, Navi, LG, Space Station, Passion UA, HAO, Interforce 36, Dreamfire, NRG, and Shadow 369. Obviously, these guys, if you're not familiar, this is going to be a little bit different than Esports World Cup. Not going to have groups of 20, you're going to have groups of 10. These groups will obviously play against each other. So it'll be Group A and B, Group A versus C. It goes on. Everybody will play each other pretty much. But Fnatic, I do think that Group A is a slightly weaker group when you compare it to others, and I'll talk more about that in just a second. The reason obviously is because you've had a lot go on with World Cup after these groups were already determined. So I think Group A is a little bit less strong than Group B. Group B is the big one, right? You've got Falcons, North America's strongest, North America's finest, the one with the most points at Esports World Cup. You've got Alliance, right? EMEA's finest, EMEA's strongest, just won the World Cup. FaZe Clan nearly won the World Cup. X and Y, GHS Professional, Guild was on match point for World Cup as well. Liquid was on match point for World Cup. Really, really strong North American team. Moist looked very good in that as well. Striders and EXL obviously made it to the finals. I mean, I think Group B is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Group C, on the other hand, Makers, New J, Furia, Gaming Gladiators, Go Next, SWQ, Northeption, Complexity, Pioneers, BR Demons, and Group D, Legends Gaming, TSM, NoS Fox, VKG, Fennel, Bleed, Trojan, EXO, Cloud9, and Starshine Esports. From obviously Shadow and Starshine are both of the Chinese invited teams, so that's probably why you're wondering who in the world is that. We don't recognize them from the APAC scene because those are the invited teams. Now, I do think that Luminosity is a team inside of Group A that is probably one of those very strong, underrated, because they haven't been winning. Like, we know they're good. We know they like kind of properly rated. I think Luminosity is like, hey, you got to actually put a watch on them. I think they very well could win Split 2 playoffs. They are showing signs to me that they are developing. They are constantly getting better. They are not just your average team. I'm kind of confused as to why we've lost the conversation, I guess, for Sweet, as to why he is still one of like the top 5 players, or at least IGLs in this game. Now, I know he's not been winning like Zero. I know he's not been winning like Hal. I get it. But this guy has not really had bad performances either, right? Like, his bad has been 10th place at a LAN. His bad has been 9th place at a LAN. His bad has been 3rd place at the World Cup, right? Just because he's not winning 1st place doesn't mean this guy is not still showing signs of life. And I'm interested to see if LG is actually able to secure one and finally get it done. I really would love to see that. TSM is another team, right? I think that a lot of us count out, but not as much as of late. They've really shown and proven to us that they are still legit without Hal. So, and all of this action begins in just a matter of weeks. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below about some of the roster updates we saw, also the brand new map, and where do you see all of this going? Let us know down below. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.